What if you're more attractive than you think? What if the mirror you've looked into for years never showed you the whole truth? Because sometimes the real signs aren't in the reflection staring back, but in her glance, her laughter, the way she quietly lingers when you speak. Maybe you've lived through decades, seen love rise and fall, learned the kind of lessons that only time can teach. But along the way, maybe you started wondering, do they still see me? Am I still that man? The answer, you've been carrying the signs all along. You're about to discover 8 quiet truths, 8 powerful signs that show you're still a good-looking man, even if no one said it aloud. And once you see them, you'll never unsee them again. Before we begin, take a second, hit that subscribe button, because if you've ever felt invisible in a world that chases youth, this space, this channel, it's here to remind you, your story is far from over. 1. Subtle flirting gestures. The hidden signs she's into you. Do you ever feel like there's a conversation happening, but no one's saying a word? That's because attraction doesn't always need words. It's often the quiet, unspoken gestures that say the most. Picture this. You're in the middle of a conversation and she starts twirling her hair or smoothing it down. Harmless habit? Maybe. But more often than not, it's her way of drawing attention to herself, whether she realizes it or not. Or how about this? Have you ever noticed someone copying your movements? You lean back, and moments later she does the same. You cross your arms, and suddenly, so does she. This isn't coincidence. It's her subconscious syncing up with you, mirroring your energy. It's like her body is quietly saying, hey, we're on the same wavelength. And then there's the accidental touch. Maybe it's a light brush of her hand against yours or a quick tap on your arm while she's laughing at something you said. These little moments might seem casual, but they're often deliberate. They're her way of testing the waters, closing the space between you without making it too obvious. But the real kicker? Eye contact. Not the quick, polite glance, but the kind that lingers just a second longer than it should. It's subtle, but you can feel it. It's like she's letting you know you've caught her attention. Add in a smile that feels like it's just for you, and suddenly you're in the middle of a silent conversation you didn't even realize was happening. Now here's where most guys trip up. These signals are so subtle that they're easy to miss, or worse, dismiss. You might think, oh, she's just being friendly, or that touch didn't mean anything. And sure, sometimes that's true. But more often than not, these small actions are her way of saying, I'm interested, without putting herself out there too much. The magic happens when you start paying attention. Once you learn to spot these little cues, you'll realize they're not random. They're part of a pattern. The hair touch, the mirroring, the fleeting contact. They're all pieces of a bigger picture. And when you can read that picture, you'll know exactly where you stand. So next time you're talking to someone and notice these little gestures, don't brush them off. Lean into the moment, because chances are she's saying more than her words ever could. 2. Lingering looks when her eyes say it all. You know that moment when you catch someone looking at you, and instead of quickly glancing away, their gaze lingers just a little longer. It's not a coincidence, it's a signal. Lingering looks are one of the most powerful yet understated ways someone can show they're interested in you. And here's the truth. Her eyes can say things that words never will. Imagine this. You're in a room full of people, maybe at a party or even just grabbing coffee. Out of nowhere, you feel it. Someone's looking at you. You glance up and there she is, holding your gaze for what feels like a second too long. It's not the kind of eye contact you make when you're just being polite. No, this is different. It's intentional. It's bold. It's her way of saying, I see you, without needing to say a word. The thing about lingering looks is they're subtle, but they carry weight. A quick glance might mean nothing. It's casual, forgettable. But when someone's eyes stay on you, even for a moment longer than expected, it creates a spark. It's like she's trying to figure you out, letting her curiosity take over. And if she pairs that look with a soft smile or a slight tilt of her head, you can bet she's interested. But here's where it gets tricky. Most guys either miss the signal entirely or second guess it. They think, nah, she's probably just looking around, or I'm imagining this. Sound familiar? The truth is, women often use eye contact as a low-risk way to show attraction. It's her opening move, a way to test the waters without putting herself out there too much. If you don't respond, she can easily play it off. But if you do, the real connection begins. So what should you do when you catch her lingering gaze? Don't overthink it. Hold her gaze for a beat longer. Let a small smile creep onto your face and see how she reacts. Chances are she'll either look away shyly or keep the moment going. Either way, you've just opened the door to something more. Lingering looks aren't just about attraction. They're about connection. They're a silent, powerful way of saying, I'm curious about you. So next time you feel someone's eyes on you, don't be so quick to dismiss it. Look back, hold the moment, and let the conversation her eyes started unfold. Sometimes the most meaningful exchanges happen without a single word. 3. Laughter at your jokes. When she can't stop smiling around you, you ever crack a joke and she laughs like you're the funniest guy alive, even though you know it wasn't that good? Yeah, that's not just about your sense of humor. When a woman laughs at your jokes, especially the cheesy or downright silly ones, it's not just because you're hilarious. It's because she's into you, and her laughter is her way of showing it. Imagine this. You're mid-conversation, telling some random story about how you once tripped over your own feet in front of a crowd. You toss in a punchline, not even expecting much, and suddenly she bursts out laughing. Not a polite chuckle, but a real can't-hold-it-in kind of laugh. Her eyes light up, her smile stretches wide, and for a moment it feels like the whole world is tuned out except for the two of you. That laugh, it's not just about the joke, it's about the connection she's feeling with you. Here's the thing about women and laughter. It's not just about finding you funny, it's about how you make them feel. When she laughs, it's because you've created a moment where she feels relaxed, happy, and completely at ease. She's not just reacting to the words you're saying, she's responding to you. And if she's laughing at even your worst dad jokes, well, my friend, that's a clear sign she's enjoying more than just your sense of humor. But don't overthink it or try too hard to be the class clown. Forced jokes or trying to be overly clever can come off as awkward. The best kind of humor is the kind that feels natural, whether it's a funny observation, a goofy story, or even laughing at yourself when you mess something up. When you're genuine, your humor feels real, and that's what she'll connect with. And here's the magic. Laughter isn't just about the joke itself, it's about the bond it creates. When she laughs, it's her way of saying, I like being around you. You make me feel good. It's a moment of shared joy, a spark that pulls you closer together. The more she laughs, the more she's letting you know she's comfortable with you, and maybe even a little smitten. So the next time you see her laughing at something you said, don't just brush it off. Notice how her eyes light up, how she leans in just a bit closer, how her smile lingers even after the laugh fades. Because when she's laughing at your jokes, she's not just laughing, she's showing you that you're someone she genuinely enjoys being around. And that's worth more than any punchline. 4. Confident, relaxed presence, the quiet energy. She can't ignore. You know that guy who walks into a room and doesn't have to say a word, but somehow everyone notices him? He's not loud, he's not trying too hard, he's just there, calm, collected, and completely comfortable in his own skin. That's the kind of confidence that makes people stop and pay attention, especially her. And here's the thing. You don't have to be the loudest guy in the room to pull it off. Picture this. You're out with her, maybe grabbing coffee or sitting on a park bench, just talking. You're not trying to fill every second with words or cracking jokes every 5 minutes. Instead, you're just present. You're leaning back, relaxed, holding eye contact, and letting the conversation flow naturally. You're not rushing to impress her or overthinking what to say next. It's like you're saying, without words, I'm good with myself, And I'm good with being here with you. That's the vibe women notice. It's not about being flashy or trying to dominate the room. It's about the way you make her feel when she's around you. When you're calm and confident, she feels it. It's in the way you smile like you've got nothing to prove, the way you listen without interrupting, and the way you're okay with a little silence because you know it's not awkward. It's just real. But let's be clear, this isn't about acting like you don't care or putting on some fake cool guy persona. Women can spot that from a mile away. Real confidence comes from being comfortable with who you are, flaws and all. It's in the way you own your quirks, laugh at yourself when you mess up, and don't feel the need to force anything. That kind of energy? It's magnetic. When you're relaxed and grounded, it puts her at ease. She'll start leaning in, laughing more, and sharing things she might not normally open up about. Why? Because your energy tells her it's okay to just be yourself. And trust me, that's a rare and powerful feeling. So if you want to stand out, don't worry about being the loudest guy in the room or the one with the flashiest stories. Focus on being the guy who's steady, calm, and genuinely present. That quiet confidence, it's the kind of thing she won't be able to stop thinking about long after the conversation ends. 5. Younger women's comfort. Why she feels safe around you. Let's be honest for a moment. As the years add up, maybe you catch your reflection and see a man who's lived a bit, experienced, perhaps wiser, but maybe different. And sometimes that quiet little voice pipes up, doesn't it? The one that whispers doubts about whether you still have that certain something, especially when you think about how younger women might perceive you. In a world constantly buzzing about youth, it's incredibly easy to start feeling like you might be fading into the background, wondering if your appeal has somehow diminished with time. That nagging question, am I still seen, truly seen, as attractive, is a common hurdle many men face. But here's something fascinating to consider, something that might flip that script entirely. Think about those everyday moments, the unscripted interactions. Have you ever noticed how younger women seem genuinely relaxed around you? Not guarded or distant, but simply comfortable. Maybe they easily strike up a conversation while waiting for coffee, share a genuine laugh at a story you tell, or perhaps just seem content lingering in the same space, chatting without any awkwardness. It's easy to dismiss this as mere politeness, but often it's far more significant. This very ease, this comfort they display, holds a powerful promise. It's frequently a direct reflection of your underlying appeal. What's really going on in those moments? Why does this happen? The key concept often lies in the potent combination of maturity and confidence you naturally project. This isn't about being the loudest guy in the room or putting on a show. It's the opposite. It's the quiet self-assurance that comes from experience, from knowing who you are without needing constant validation. You likely carry yourself with a certain sense of security, an understanding of the world and yourself that younger men might still be striving for. This grounded energy creates a space where others, particularly younger women, feel safe, seen, and unpressured. They aren't bracing for a pickup line or navigating nervous energy. They're simply interacting with someone who feels solid and authentic. Therefore, when you observe this pattern, the easy conversations, the shared laughter, the comfortable presence, recognize it for what it often is. It's not just random chance or basic courtesy playing out. It's a subtle yet undeniable feedback loop. Her comfort is mirroring the appealing qualities she perceives in you: your steady confidence, your lack of pretense, your mature presence. It's one of the most genuine indicators that you possess a distinct and captivating allure. A clear sign you might just be that good-looking older man, even if you haven't been giving yourself credit for it lately. Pay attention to these moments. They're telling you more than you might think. 6. Compliments on style, gesture, grooming. When she notices the details. You ever catch her glancing at your shirt or the way you've styled your hair, and then she drops a casual, "I like your jacket," or "You always smell so good"? Yeah, that's not just a random compliment. It's her way of saying she's paying attention. And trust me, when a woman notices the little details about how you present yourself, It's a big deal. Now think about this. As life gets busier and routines set in, it's pretty easy for any guy to let the finer points of his personal style slide a bit, right? Maybe comfort starts winning out over sharp tailoring, or that haircut becomes more about convenience than making a statement. It's understandable. You might even fall into the trap of thinking that paying close attention to your clothes or grooming is something reserved for younger guys, or that people just don't notice those details on an older man anymore. That's the problem. Underestimating the quiet power of how you present yourself to the world, assuming it doesn't register like it used to. But here's where it gets interesting, and where a really encouraging promise lies hidden in plain sight. Have you ever had someone, maybe a colleague, a friend, or even a friendly stranger, comment positively on something specific about your appearance? Perhaps it was, "Hey, that's a really sharp shirt," or "Wow, you got a haircut, looks great." Maybe someone even leaned in slightly and mentioned, "You always smell so good, what is that?" Don't just nod and forget these moments. These little compliments, seemingly small sparks in your day, are actually direct reflections of how positively people are perceiving you. They are noticing, and they are appreciating. This brings us to the key concept. Those consistent compliments on your clothing choices, your grooming habits, or even your signature scent are far more than just polite chit-chat. They are tangible proof that your attention to self-presentation isn't going unnoticed. It's actively being registered and appreciated. When someone takes a moment to compliment your well-chosen jacket, the way your shoes are polished, or how your hairstyle suits you, they're signaling that they see the effort and the care you put in. It tells them you value yourself, you respect the occasion, even if it's just a regular Tuesday, and you haven't stopped paying attention to the details that make up your personal image. Think about it. Taking that extra minute to select a shirt that fits well, keeping your hair neat, or choosing a scent that feels right for you sends a subtle message of self-awareness and self-respect. People, including younger women, pick up on this. It signals vitality, attention to detail, and a certain pride in oneself, which are all universally attractive qualities. It shows you're still engaged, still putting your best foot forward. These compliments aren't just about the fabric or the fragrance. They're acknowledgments of the man who chose them. They are clear, audible signs that people find your overall presentation appealing, adding another layer to the picture of you as a genuinely attractive older man. So listen closely to those kind words. They're validating more than just your taste. 7. Compliments on fitness. When she can't help but notice. You know that moment, you're casually lifting something, rolling up your sleeves, or just walking into the room, and you catch her looking. Then she drops it. "Have you been working out?" Or, "Your arms look really good in that shirt." It's not just a comment, my friend. It's her way of saying, "I see you." And let's be honest, that kind of compliment, it hits differently. Here's the truth. Women notice the details. They see the subtle changes, the way your shoulders fill out your shirt, the sharper definition in your jawline, or even just the energy you carry when you've been putting in the work. It's not about being ripped or looking like a fitness model. It's about showing that you care about yourself enough to stay active and healthy. That kind of effort, it speaks volumes. And it's not just about the physical stuff. Sure, she might compliment your arms, your chest, or the way you look in that outfit. But what she's really noticing is the confidence behind it. When you take care of your body, it changes how you move, how you stand, and even how you interact with the world around you. That quiet self-assurance, it's magnetic and she can't help but be drawn to it. But don't think you need to be perfect to get her attention. This isn't about having a flawless physique. It's about progress and consistency. Maybe you've been hitting the gym a few times a week, going for runs, or even just making healthier choices. When she compliments you, it's her way of saying, "I see the effort, and it's impressive." That recognition isn't just flattering. It's a reminder that the work you're putting in is paying off in ways you might not even realize. And here's where it gets interesting. Compliments like this are more than just about your fitness. They're a chance to connect. When she says, "You've been looking really fit lately," it's an opening, a moment to share a bit of your journey, or even toss back a playful reply like, "Had to step it up, I knew you'd notice." It's not just about the compliment, it's about the conversation it sparks. At the end of the day, it's not just about muscles or workouts, it's about the energy you're putting out into the world. When she notices, it's because she sees more than your physique. She sees your drive, your dedication, and the confidence that comes with it. And that's the kind of compliment that sticks with you. 8. When she comes to you for advice, the subtle signal you shouldn't miss. You're minding your business, maybe scrolling your phone or working on something, and then she drops it. Hey, can I ask you something? Or, I need your opinion on this. At first, it might seem like nothing, a casual question, a small favor. But let me tell you, when a woman comes to you for advice or help, it's never just about the question. It's a sign she values you, trusts you, and sees you as someone worth leaning on. Think about it. Women don't just go to anyone for advice. They go to someone they respect, someone they feel comfortable with, and someone they believe has something valuable to offer. When she asks for your input, whether it's about a tough decision, something personal, or even a small problem she's dealing with, it's her way of saying, I trust your judgment. And trust, that's a big deal. But it's not just about the advice itself. It's about the connection. When she opens up to you, she's giving you a glimpse into her world. She's letting you in on what's been on her mind, what she's struggling with, or what's important to her. It's her way of building a bridge, of creating a moment where the two of you can connect on a deeper level. And if you handle it right, those moments can mean a lot. Here's the key. When she comes to you, don't just brush it off or give a quick answer. Listen, really listen. Ask her questions, show her you're genuinely interested, and take her request seriously. Even if it's something small, the fact that she came to you means she values your opinion. And when you show her that you care, when you take the time to help her think things through or offer a thoughtful perspective, it shows her that she was right to trust you. And don't underestimate how attractive that is. A guy who listens, who's thoughtful, and who genuinely wants to help, that's rare. It shows her you're not just someone she can have fun with, you're someone she can rely on, someone who's got her back. So the next time she asks for your advice or help, don't overthink it, but don't take it lightly either. It's not just about solving her problem, it's about showing her that you're the kind of person she can turn to. Because when she does, it's not just about the question she's asking, it's about the trust she's giving. And trust like that, it's worth everything. You don't need louder words when your presence already speaks. You don't need to chase attention when wisdom and warmth draw people in without a sound. These 8 signs, they don't scream, they whisper. And if you've felt them, even once, then yes, you are seen. You are still deeply attractive. If any part of this spoke to you, leave a comment. I want to know your story. And if you'd like to keep walking this path with me, hit that subscribe button. Because here, every line, every wrinkle, every story is part of what makes you magnetic. You're not fading, you're just beginning a new kind of glow.